Do you ever feel like you're just wasting your life, rushing through things, merely existing? Like you're in some version of Groundhog's Day where every day is the same stressful or boring day? Me too. But recently, I've embraced the concept of romanticizing my life. Drawing on insights from psychology and personal development, I'll show you how to stop feeling like you're wasting your life by having more awareness and putting more intention and purpose back into the little things. I've been practicing this in my own life, and let me tell you, it's been a real aha moment for me. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, my name is Jamie, and in today's video, I'm going to explain how to romanticize your life, what it means to romanticize your life, and how to implement these concepts into your day-to-day life so you can feel more fulfilled while in the pursuit of all your goals, your dreams, your aspirations, or just your mission in life. And if you don't feel like you have that yet, or you're not really sure, that's okay. Trust the process, it will come. And just like you, I'm learning new concepts and taking action and implementing the things that I've learned. Because we got to implement it, right? We can't just read about it, think about it, or watch a video about it. We got to implement things. So today I wanted to share how this has changed my life, and at the end of this video give you a list of ideas that you can use to shake things up and create a little bit more happiness and magic in the moments that we live day to day, because ultimately at the end of the day, that's all we have, are just the little moments of day to day that add up to a lifetime. And you never know what's going to happen. So we gotta make the best of it. We've gotta make the most of the now. So let's do this. But first, how did I get here? I always thought that life would just fall into place, like it would just magically happen. I would just wake up one day and I'd be this world traveler, experiencing the world and on these expeditions, treasure hunting and meeting new and exciting people. I would meet the man of my dreams, and of course we'd get married on some deserted island somewhere and have our honeymoon there. And we had this big, huge house that we'd built with a couple kids, girl and a boy, on 100 acres of property, and that we'd be able to go travel and do all these amazing things, and the home would be filled with happiness and joy and friends and family. Yeah, didn't quite happen that way, like at all. I did travel though. I have traveled. I hitchhiked around Central America in the 90s, which is an amazing experience because we didn't have cell phones then, we didn't have Wi-Fi, we didn't have internet, and I literally hitchhiked with a friend that I met on the road in Honduras. We hitchhiked with a little teeny map about this size, like literally out of the book. We hitchhiked 3 countries, not speaking the language, not having Wi-Fi, not having cell phones, nothing, just pure wit, love for adventure, and just went. Like, I don't even know what happened. We just were like, yeah, let's go. We ended up in Palenque, Mexico, and that was the most amazing, magical experience of my life. And as of yet, it's been kind of like this pinnacle of my life. It was the time I felt most free, most energetic, most alive, feeling like life was all ahead of me, and meeting all these other people who felt the same. We all felt the same. So it created this energy of just like feeling like anything can happen in this moment, and whatever you ask come to you. I even had this experience where I had a cavity in my tooth, and I was like, oh, I need something to fill it or something, and boom, I turned around and somebody had some kind of temporary tooth filling stuff. I didn't even know that existed. And I was like, oh my God, this is like mind-blowing. It's like you ask and you shall receive. Wow. But then, eventually you go home and eventually you're doing other things. Within this arena, I started getting more and more anxious, more and more anxiety. And as the years have passed and my life didn't really fall into place with the expectations that I had for my life, it started creating a lot more anxiety, stress, and depression. I feel like, especially in this day and age with all the cell phones and the technology and our focus being pulled from all these different directions, it's so important now that we're able to really be consciously aware of ourselves, have more intention with our lives and more purpose, really direct our lives with purpose and intention. It's so important. We have to focus on purpose and intention, even in the little things that we do. And in order to get out of this anxiousness, and stress, I decided to grasp this concept of romanticizing my life by being in the here and now. Because the thing is that we can have all these visions for ourselves in the future, but if we're living miserable and we're stressed and anxious right now, the likelihood of we actually realizing our dreams might be pretty small. So what did I learn from all this? I learned that as we grow up, maybe watching movies, maybe from our parents, we get these expectations of what we think our life is going to be like, what we think our life should be like, is going to be like. And when that doesn't happen, our expectations of ourselves have not been realized. It creates a lot of anxiety, depression, and we can overeat, we can get into addictions, stress, anxieties, bad relationships, all these things we all know. We all know these things because we all can fall prey to them. A lot of it is just our own mind work, right? These early ideas and expectations of what we think our life should be or could have been is holding us hostage now. And we just gotta drop it. Let it go. Just let it go. Doesn't matter. Life is short. We gotta figure it out now. I've had a lot of friends pass. My mom almost died this year. It was really intense. 3 months in the hospital. It's been excruciating. And I've just really been taking a lot of inventory. We never know. We never know what's going to happen. You know, you could be planning for your 5, 10-year, 12-year goal, but if you only make it 1 year, what are you doing now? So we got to learn how to enjoy the process. We got to learn, because at the end of the day, to be honest, if you're enjoying the process, your ability to create synchronicities in your life 20-fold. Now, what are synchronicities? Synchronicities are really your ability to see opportunities, or your ability to see something that happened that has meaning for you. And when it has meaning, it shows you a path. A lot of times you're like, oh my gosh, I just saw that. What's the meaning of that? And you kind of think about something and you kind of construct a meaning. And then if you have another experience that connects to this one, you're like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And whether or not you believe synchronicities are like signs from the universe, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Because you know what? Having signs from the universe or having a synchronicity and putting a meaning to it is just so much more fun. And we all need to have more fun. We just gotta have more fun in life. I feel like we're actually losing our ability to have fun in general as a society. People are so stressed and freaking out that we don't even know how to have fun anymore. Right? So let's have more fun. Synchronicities are fun. It shows us the path, gives us meaning in life, and it's in the here and now. And it just gives us more magic and purpose. We gotta release old ideas to create something new. Just let that shit go. And just remember too, as a side note, things come in different forms, you know, like maybe you have an expectation of what the perfect job looks like, but if you don't keep yourself open a little bit and just don't think, you know, like this expectation that should look like this, like open up. Maybe it doesn't look like that. Maybe what you want and what you need are the same thing. It just doesn't necessarily look how you think it's going to look. So we gotta just make sure we're staying open. And when we're closed down, not aware, and not paying attention, we miss shit. We miss stuff all the time. I just have a little story, just as a little side note. I was at a cafe in Portland a long time ago, and there was this man that kept wanting to talk to me, and I was like, like, I don't want to talk to anybody. You know, I just wanted to be in my own world. I don't want to talk to anybody. I just want to drink my coffee, and, you know, but he kept wanting to talk to me, you know, and stuff, and, so at one point in my mind, I was like, okay. If he tries to talk to me one more time, I'm going to go ahead and talk to this guy. So of course he did. And then I was like, okay. So I started talking to him, and oh my gosh, he knew all about Palenque. He had been there, and we had the most amazing conversation. You know, and I left that cafe thinking, wow, you know, I could have just sat there in the cafe all closed down, not wanting to communicate, not wanting to talk, or open up and end up having this crazy, amazing conversation with this man I never saw again. It was great. It was a real lesson in being open versus being closed down. You miss stuff when you're closed down. You miss opportunities, you miss connections, you just miss the magic. You miss having inspiration too. Free the anxiety, free the stress, let shit go. Let that, what you think should go, just walk through the fear, walk through the fire, walk through the fear of going to the gym because you don't know what to do and you really need to build those muscles. Yes, I need to do this. So yeah, that day really taught me a lesson. But getting back, synchronicities are freaking fun. We gotta have more fun in our lives. I think what pushes me personally a lot is the idea of regret. I don't want to regret my life. I've already kind of regret some of the things, but ultimately it's brought me to where I am right now. And regret is futile. It doesn't matter. It just brings us into this negative, bad energy, and there's nothing we can do about the past. But we can reinvigorate our futures. And we can make changes. We can have new life goals without the expectations. Or at least our expectations are here and not here. I don't want to wake up regretting my life. I don't want to feel right now that I regret things in the past, because there's a lot of things that I could have done so I could be in a different place right now, but it didn't happen, and that's okay. Let it go. We need more fun, we need more excitement, and we need more meaning. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about that. And romanticizing the era you're in right now is one way to do this. Before I give you the list of ideas of how to shake shit up and make, have fun, let's talk about how shifting your mindset to get your brain prepped for new experiences. I wanted to talk a little bit about this book I read, The Alter Ego Effect. Highly recommend it. It's a really, really good book. And alter ego is a virgin. It's not a virgin. No. An alter ego is not a virgin. It could be, maybe. It's a version of yourself that embodies the qualities, characteristic, and mindset you aspire to have, but may not possess in certain situations. Like Clark Kent and Superman. He's the quintessential character of alter ego. By day, he wears glasses, he's shy, he has a hard time talking to the woman that he loves. Then he goes and he does this transformation and he becomes this whole other entity, this whole other being. And really it's still him in his core, but he just becomes this other thing. He doesn't wear glasses and he can see and he's confident and strong and he flies in the sky and he's the superhero. He's an amazing version of himself that he loves. Obviously, we can't fly, but it symbolizes that we are capable of so much more than we realize. If we just tap into that part of ourselves and truly believe, we can far surpass our limits. Let's fly. Let's do this. The core self is where possibility exists. It's the deep inner core where a creative force resides waiting to be activated by the power of intention. Todd Herman. We gotta use and develop our imagination. This creates new neural pathways in the brain. And those new neural pathways create different connections, different possibilities, different versions of ourselves, new realities. We gotta spark through imagination, through creativity, where all possibilities lay within our core self. Our core self is where the creativity is, our abilities to make change, new realities for ourselves. We gotta dig deep into our core self, our true authentic self, to create through imagination and creativity new realities, new lives for ourselves. And one way to do that is romanticizing where we are right now in the moment by having fun and realizing we don't have to make a decision right now. One of the things that we really need to realize sometimes is that, I have to tell myself this a lot too, is we don't have to solve the problem right now. Sometimes things are really stressing us out. We don't have to solve it. I don't have to solve this problem right now. This is my time. This is okay. This is okay. I can solve it in the future. But sometimes a lot of things come to me, a lot of solutions and answers and new ideas come to me when I'm not focused on the thing. So having fun can be a productive force, or at least doing something new and getting out and not focusing on what you feel like you should be doing. Sometimes doing something else is exactly what you need to do to be able to come up with that solution or reset your system, create something new, and create a new reality. I also just wanted to say that being the main character of your own movie puts you in a place where you're like, okay, here's the arc of my story. So if you're having a really hard time right now, just realize that you're on your own hero's journey, right? Sometimes I really have to remind myself. Sometimes I look in the mirror and I'm like, okay. This is just part of the journey that is difficult and stressful. These are the trials. This is the part the tests. This is the part where you have to really dig deep in the mind and control your thoughts and to believe and to use any tools and ideas like this one to keep you going, to keep believing. It's the hero's journey, right? And I don't think we even just have one journey. We have many journeys in our life. So this is just the next one. This is the era of our lives that we're in right now. And so if you're having a hard time, just remember that. Remember, no good story was easy, ever. It wouldn't be a story if it was just easy and simple. It would be boring. So you're not living a boring life right now. You're living an exciting, filled life. Okay, that's a big reframe sometimes, but you know what I'm saying. It's like if you kind of reframe the idea of where you are right now and you kind of see yourself as like Rocky Balboa. I always think of him, Rocky Balboa. So, maybe in those moments when you're like really having a hard time, just think of that theme song and just push through. Because sometimes that's just what we gotta do. Because life can be pretty hard. So, on that note, let's have some fun. Fun. Let's do this. We gotta practice the art of having fun. And you know what? Even if you do something and you're like, oh, I'm not really having fun, this kind of sucks, it's okay. Maybe you do something new, maybe you do something from my list, and you're not really necessarily enjoying it that much, or maybe you're like, why am I even doing this? It's okay. Maybe you have 1-2 minutes to where you're like totally into it. It's a practice. Life is practice. Having fun sometimes is practice. If you haven't had fun in a long time, you gotta practice it as an art. That's why we're wanting to learn how to romanticize our lives, because we gotta practice the art of having fun, the art of synchronicities, the art of meaning, the art of purpose, and the art of being in the here and now. And it's not about pretending. It's about embracing the moment for what it is. And this helps to change our perspective and lens to see things in a new way, enhancing the creative process so we can create those new brain chemicals, these new neural pathways, these new connections, these new dots, new ideas, new inventions. Because if you feel like your life is just wasting away and you've got the same mundane day every day and it's the same Groundhog's Day, it's the same day every day, you gotta mix it up. So you gotta mix it up. Find a place. There's always time. There's always time to find a space just to kind of spark something new. We're trying to take ourselves out of the busyness, out of the social media, out of the stress, out of the anxiety, and just be in the moment. And it can be really simple or it could be more elaborate. So some of my suggestions are maybe cheesy or more elaborate or take more time. Because in this day and age, we all know that we can go on walks and meditate and write in our journal and exercise and all these things that we can do. But I think that we gotta get a little bit more creative. So I tried to come up with some creative ideas, and they might be cheesy to you, but maybe they spark something, or maybe they spark an interest somewhere and you come up with your own ideas. Maybe you search on the internet, or you search in town, or you talk to your significant other, or you talk to your kids, like what you want to do. It's just trying new things, putting new ideas together and doing that. Being intentional with the moment of what you're creating. That's the important thing here. So I created a little list of some things I just thought of that might spark some ideas for you so you can create a little romantic version of yourself, be the main character, just have some fun. Romanticize the here and now, be the main character of your story, your hero's journey. Know where you are. Let's have intention. Let's have a purpose. Let's create something new. Let's tap into our core authentic selves, create something, get new energy, get new things going, get new life, have fun. Let's do this. So let's get into it. Finally, the list. In no particular order, here we go. Random acts of art. I like this one. Create little things and just put them around town. When I was in college, somebody made these little stickers and they put them everywhere of D.B. Cooper stickers. You would see D.B. Cooper stickers everywhere. I have no idea who did them. Just create little random acts of art and stick them somewhere in public. And don't tell anybody. Adventure jar. Just take a jar and on slips of piece of paper, write down little adventures that you could do, just any ideas. And when the day sparks, grab a little adventure and then just go. Just do it, whatever it says. Just go. Your little adventure jar. Maybe you want to get out of your comfort zone maybe once a month, and then you just pick something out and go for it. Embrace the quiet times. Just embrace the moment. Maybe early in the morning, maybe you wake up 5 or 6 in the morning and you're just embracing the moment, maybe with a cup of coffee. Maybe you put a little whipped cream on that coffee, even though whipped cream's not that healthy. But maybe you just put a little cinnamon in your coffees. Make it a little bit different. Maybe put a little cinnamon and cayenne in your coffee and you just sit out underneath the stars while it's, early morning, or maybe it's late at night. So just embrace those quiet moments, but try to just feel what it feels on your skin, maybe what you can hear, and just be enveloped by nature or be enveloped by the moment. Take your time to do things. Like, I love the idea of the Japanese tea ceremony where it's like slow. Might make me crazy to go that slow. But maybe you just take your time. Maybe you slowly walk to the other side of the room. Maybe if you're without consciousness, you're always kind of like, oh, okay, I gotta go do this, I gotta go do that, I'm running over here. Maybe you just take a deep breath and you're gonna meander over there. I remember there was a time period in France where they were in the Louvre and they would have turtles, and the turtles would set the pace of their walk. Can you imagine? But this is a true story. They would walk turtles and that would set their pace. So maybe just slow down. Maybe just accentuate the slowness, Just an idea. Set up an extravagant picnic for yourself. Just go out. Maybe it's for you. Maybe it's for your man or your woman or your significant other. Or maybe it's your kids, or maybe it's just yourself. But maybe, set up a whole picnic and take yourself out and just do a whole setup. Get yourself some flowers. Make it super nice. Make it fancy. Bring some fancy plate silverware if you have it. But yeah, just take yourself out for a picnic somewhere. Wear your best piece of clothing. If you've got that piece of clothing in the closet that you just don't have anywhere to wear it and you never wear it, it just sits there, put it on. Just put it on and wear it. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's not appropriate for the time. Just like wear that fancy piece of clothing. Feel good. Just dress yourself up and say, you know what, I'm gonna look super, super freaking fancy today. I'm just gonna do it. Throw a party for no good reason. Just throw a party. Decorate your house, decorate the outside. Maybe it's the summertime. Just have a party and just celebrate the moment. Maybe you're just celebrating the moment. I'm having a party for no good reason. Buy yourself some flowers. And if you're single, maybe write yourself a note from your lover. Imagine you're a character in the movie. So maybe you're on a bus or maybe you're in the car, and just like literally imagine yourself, I am the main character of this movie, whatever movie it is. Imagine yourself as that and whatever that character is doing in that moment. So instead of just sitting in the car being irritated at traffic, maybe you can imagine yourself somewhere else. Take a spontaneous day trip somewhere. Have an at-home spa day. Do your face, do your nails, your makeup. If you're a guy, it's okay. Do your skin. Take care of your skin. Indulge in your senses. Take yourself out on a date. Upgrade your home with things that make you smile. Maybe change your furniture around or put up a new painting or take some things out, switch it out. Create the ultimate feel-good playlist of some of your favorite songs and maybe new songs that you just found. Maybe take yourself out on a walk and look for synchronicities. Take yourself on a walk and look for meaning in things. Be aware and conscious. Say, I am going to be aware and see what it can see. Give compliments. Maybe one day you decide, I'm going to give people compliments today. I'm just going to give them compliments. Make people smile. Do things with intention. And obviously, elevate your meals with some fancy dinnerware. Go to the site Film Grab and replicate a scene. Go for it. Be weird. Let's just do this. Why not? Have a dance party just cuz. You can have a dance party with yourself. Maybe you just put some music on and just start dancing freely in your living room. I do this all the time, actually. Just dance. Have a dance party. Have a dance party outside. DIY fortune cookies. Yeah, you can make your own fortune cookies and write down your own fortunes. And then maybe every day open one up. Or maybe once a week open one up. You can put the fortune cookies in a cookie jar and make your own fortune cookies. With affirmations, you can write uplifting messages that you can share with your friends or just for yourself. That's kind of fun. I think I want to do that, actually. Yeah, make DIY fortune cookies. Visit a ghost town. Look at an old school paper map or look online and go visit a ghost town. Go ride on a hot air balloon somewhere. If you have one, or find something in your town that's a little bit different that isn't usually available. Create a scavenger hunt. Build a fort. Hang out with your kids, or maybe just reenact your childhood. Host a DIY fashion show. Create a nature art gallery. Collect natural items like rocks and sticks and leaves and little flowers, and create outdoor art. Go on a sound safari. Explore your environment, listening and recording different sounds that you hear. Create shadow puppets. Plan a backyard camp out. A DIY kaleidoscope. I've never actually made one of those. Maybe I did when I was a kid. I don't remember. But yeah, a little DIY kaleidoscope so you can see life in a new perspective. A memory jar. Decorate a jar and fill it with written memories, small keepsakes, and notes. Upcycle a book. Hollow out an old book to create a secret compartment and put something in it. Maybe even a manifestation note for yourself. Maybe a manifestation note for yourself and hide it in there. Homemade bath bombs. Super easy. All you need is citric acid, baking soda, and some essential oils. And then take a bath. Or give them to your friends. Press flower art. I used to love to do that when I was a kid. Get some flowers and press them. You can make bookmarks from them. Host a game night. Get out those old board games or cards or poker. I used to play nickels, dimes, quarters, poker. Super fun. Have a theme party or a theme day for no good reason. Just make up a theme and then enact that whole theme for the whole day. Make an amazing piece of bread. Make that sourdough bread with look up a recipe. Cook something beautiful. Pick some flowers from the outside and put it on the dinner table. Kindness rocks. Paint little kind uplifting messages on rocks and then just put them around town in different places where people will see them. A surprise gift box. Fill a box with small gifts and surprises and give it to your neighbor or give it to a friend. Make someone feel special. And when you do that, it freaking enlightens your whole soul. A bucket list jar. Another jar idea, but a bucket list jar. And it doesn't have to be a bucket list for around the world. It could just be for wherever you live. Like maybe you can't go journey to Africa or Jordan or any of these other places, but maybe in town you can go do things that you've never done before. So put a bucket list of things that you want to do in your own hometown. Don't limit yourself. Look up weird and creative things that you can do in your own town and create a bucket list for where you live. And if you do have a lot of money, you can just go randomly buy a plane ticket at the airport, make up your own parameters and just randomly buy a ticket to maybe it's the quickest place you can go to, maybe it's the farthest place, but just go buy a ticket. I wish I could do this. I really want to do that. Someday. It's a bucket list for me. Plant a gorilla garden. See, we got a lot of walking, a lot of being outside. Go outside, we need the sun. Plant a gorilla garden, meaning just go plant something in unused spaces. Maybe some wildflowers. Go drop wildflowers somewhere in just random places. Go on a walk and just do a gorilla garden. Adventure calendar. Maybe you can't be as spontaneous as you want, but have a calendar and one day, at least one day out of of the month, have it your adventure day. And you try new mini adventures or something new that you've never done before. So one day out of the month, you do something you've never done before. An inspiration wall or a free compliment wall. Basically set up messages that people can take, like maybe it's an uplifting message or maybe it's inspirational quotes, and the little messages you can have them to where they can rip off the messages and they can take it with them. Sometimes we all need uplifting things. You never know, you could actually save someone's life, having a message that just resonates with them that moment, or it can change somebody's life. You never know how you're gonna affect somebody. So maybe if there's some place or an alleyway, an unexpected place, or maybe if you live in the city, you can just put something up on the telephone poles, just inspirational messages that people can rip off. Random acts of kindness. Virtual travel experience. Maybe you can't go travel, but maybe one day you could pick a country. You can look at pictures, you can learn about that country. Maybe you want to go to Africa. Have a theme day, have an African theme jungle day where maybe you make a little bit of African food, or you create an African art project of some sort from a different culture. Camera died. Imagine that you're somebody else. Imagine that you're a character in a film. Go on a walk, go on an expedition in town. Act like you're some guerrilla activist and you're there to put positivity and kindness in the world. And that's where you're gonna make those little kindness rocks, or you're gonna put those positive messages in town in random places, or maybe you're gonna make those little random pieces of art and you're gonna put those in random little places. Pretend you're this character on a mission. You got a goal. This is what you're doing. You never know how that's gonna make you feel. And when you give out to society, it makes you feel good. It's like giving a gift also is like an expression of the self, creates inspiration. It just makes you feel good. It just creates these cascade of chemicals in your body, and just do it. You never know. Like, it doesn't matter if you're an artist. You don't have to be an artist. It doesn't matter. Make stick figures and write little things on them and just put them in random places. Anonymously put art around town. And you don't have to be like this fantastical artist. It doesn't matter. And if you are a great artist, we'll go put random acts of art. It's always interesting when you find little pieces of creativity in places that don't necessarily belong in the place that they are. It's kind of like, how'd that get there? Crazy. It makes you feel good. So do a random act of art. Maybe get together with your friends and do improv. I took an improv class, and let me tell you, it was the most amazing experience of my life, because it taught me that you always say yes. And this can teach you about having conversations with people. If you have problems, having friends or communicating, an improv class will super help you. But it really taught me on how a conversation flows. Basically, how this goes is if you were to say like, "Oh my gosh, do you see the sky is purple?" The other person would be like, "Yes, the sky is purple, and oh my God, my eyes were just like swirling around in this pink, lovely lusciousness of that elephant that I saw over there. Did you see it?" And then the next person is like, "Oh my gosh, I did see it." You see how that goes? It's like a yes, yes, yes. It helps you say yes to life. And the thing is about improv, if you were to say no, it's over. The conversation over. And that's how life is when you're talking to people. If you are constantly saying no, it really cuts the conversation. So do an improv night. Fun. Pick one of your favorite films and act like you're the main character of the film. And maybe film yourself being the character of the film. Yeah, but just things like this. And I think the more and more we do things like this, the more creative we start to get, the more creativity it starts to spark, new ideas start to form. And maybe we can't do this all the time. Maybe you can just put it on your calendar, maybe once a week, or maybe it's only once a month, but maybe you just choose, like there's a day that you're going to do something new, or you're going to try something new. Make it intentional. And that's the whole point. When you're doing any of these things, it's like being fully engulfed in awareness of what you're doing, why you're doing it, and what your intention is. And that is what romanticizing your life is all about. Having more awareness, living in more authenticity, feeling more fulfilled in the here and now while we're out pursuing our goals, our dreams, and our passions. Because life is stressful and we really got to bring it back into ourselves. But we don't want to just be with ourselves, share it. So that's why we want to have a party, or bring your friends along, or maybe your best friend or another friend and be like, hey, I've got this idea. Let's go do this thing. Maybe you're going to be a character in your film, and then your friend's going to be the other character, and then you're going to film yourselves being in this film. You know, I don't know. It's just an idea. It doesn't really matter. The point is that maybe take some of these ideas, turn them into your own, take what resonates with you and take what feels good. Or maybe something that I said sparks an idea of your own, and then you're like, oh, I got this idea. Make sure you write it down though. You've got to write it down, because you'll freaking forget, and then you'll be like, oh my god, I had this amazing idea, but what was that? I hope these things helped you. I hope that you know, write in the comments the things that you do, because that would be amazing. I want to hear what people are doing, because maybe I want to do something. Until next time, be inspired, create something new, get into your alter ego. You can do this. Let's create a new life. Let's drop the stress, drop the anxiety, drop the expectations, live a creative new life, a new version of ourselves. Realize that we're in the hero's journey, that we are here in the now, in the present. We can be here. We can still find moments of joy and happiness, even in all the chaos, and even in times of suffering or in times of sorrow or pain. We can still find those little moments here and there, these little morsels. And maybe once we practice this, we can find more and more and more of these moments and learn how to have more and more fun. So we can create a life that feels more fulfilling, and we cannot regret our life, and know you are not wasting your life. Until next time, have fun. Bye.
Yes.